Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We are covering patch 1.017. It's finally been announced on the server 2 server, so we're going to be covering the whole patch. So we're going to have it all timestamped like always for you guys, so if you're looking for certain parts you can go to there. So with all that said, let's get into today's video. Hello, so yes, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily Call of Dragons content. And today we're going to be covering patch 1.07 for you guys, since it is honestly a really jam-packed one. As you can see, there's quite a lot to cover in it, but there is some amazing stuff to cover. So this patch does go live on the 13th, which means it is a week from today. So when this was recorded is on Thursday, so you can imagine on next week on Thursday this patch is going to be live. So it's actually going to be really big and it's going to be really fun, and it's going to change a lot of downtime for players to actually have something to do. So the first thing they're adding is Roots of War. Roots of War is now confirmed, finally, their version of Ark of Osiris. This is going to be a way of 30 versus 30 team battles on a special experience to map. As you can see, it has a diverse amount of terrains and different shapes that you and your obviously units can be taken advantage of, so we can actually see some really good PvP content there and open field gameplay to cover in the future. We also get the ability, when you are in the new event of Roots of War, you're going to be able to use your artifact skills as well in this mode. So there's going to be a special, as you can see, area for it. Stay tuned for more details. So there might be some very specific artifacts that's going to be unlocked for this mode specifically, or if different artifacts have different uses or cooldowns potentially during this mode. So we're going to learn a little bit more when we get into it. Also in this, as you can see, there is going to be a Fog of War mechanic, and if you don't know what Fog of War means, it means you can imagine a map and it's all blacked and you only can see so much vision depending on your unit. So it's a really good way of actually playing a really cool PvP experience. You see this in games like League of Legends and Dota, where you have Fog of War in those style of games. So really cool thing in the first point, nicely summed up for you guys. Ark of Osiris, or should we say Roots of War, is coming very soon, actually next week. So hold on, and honestly, this is going to be something that you guys are going to honestly enjoy for free PvP combat, and you know what you're going to get. You're going to get some legendary rewards as an assumption from it, since we do get legendary rewards from the Ark of Osiris on Rise of Kingdoms. So in here, this is point 2 now. This is to do with the richer combat experience. It's where they're trying to fix stuff to do with combat and add in some additional things in this area. So when you look at it, it says there's going to be a brand new legendary artifact, the Gold Crest, which is a marksman PvP control. So this is going to be something very interesting to see. That's going to be available in the Forge of Light. We have a new improved display of battle, which is what a lot of fans have been asking for. So you can clearly see they are listening to us right now, and they're changing where the numerical values of the damage is easier to see, and you're going to be able to see the difference between a critical damage and a normal damage. So it's actually going to allow us guys now to see the normal and crits, and we can actually work out the difference and see what the percentage base is without any sort of talents amplified on. So really good thing for us guys. We can actually now work with something and figure out some damage numbers when we go to these talent builds, which is going to be something you guys are obviously very happy to know about in the future. They've improved some scout reports, which is really nice. You can see the different type of units in the scout. You can also now fix the damage values that wasn't being really displayed correctly using the Spring Blades and Infernal Flame. They've improved also the hero promotion screen, so you can save preset star selections if so you found a really good configuration where you get a really good amount of percentage plus that little bit of extra luck to get the double up on it. If you got a really good combination, now you can save that, so you can always just use it off the button rip. They've also here adjusted the duration of the attack buff Fear's skill Lex Lucis, and the attack buff will last until the Fear's Legion loses their shield. So this is now basically if the shield lasts longer than obviously the seconds that's required, that's good, but you could potentially burst this shield down quicker, so you won't really get that much of the attack buff. So I'm guessing they've worked it out as an average. You're going to get basically the same amount of duration in the timing, so it just depends on how well you use your units there. But now we've fixed an issue again with Visage of Sanctus, where it would fail to activate on the Fierce skill, so now that does work. And they've fixed errors in description for the Staff of Prophet and on the Heart of Kamase. So we didn't know what these description fixes were, but there's been some errors and they've fixed that, so that's really good to see that they're doing some quality of life changes. So if you've enjoyed the video so far, and I know we're going through it nice and smoothly, not too crazy, smash a like, comment, and subscribe like always. I am MrSneakyy, an official Call of Dragons content creator for you guys, and we're going to be covering Call of Dragons always on this channel, so it's a one-stop place for all of that goodness. So now we're in the Alliance section, and this Alliance section honestly is really good, and it has added a load of features that I honestly think if you're an Alliance leader or an officer roles, you're going to be honestly really happy to see some of this. So Alliance leaders now can edit the Alliance recruitment info really easily through their management screen, and then you now can share that information straight away to chat channels, allowing players to actually see more like a Alliance, fan mail or announcement in the chat that allows them to click it and apply to join your alliance easier. So now you don't have to do any of that stupid copy and paste arena. You can create a nice, cool, standardized, say, advertisement announcement, and then you and your officers can obviously share the time and announce that through the chats to try and recruit members. So that's a really good thing I love to see. They've added alliance logs providing information about major events like membership changes as well as battles, so that's really good to see more information about the alliance. Also, when Alliance members have been offline for over 3 days, without needing to look now, the Alliance leader and all the officers will receive an inactive mail into their mail. So in their inbox now, they're going to get told by the game that Bob here has been AFK for 3 days. He's not playing the game, basically. He's not active enough unless they know a reason why. Obviously, then they might not kick that person. So again, it's a really good way for the officers now not having to do as much work, but still get the same benefits of what they've been trying to do from the start. So really good points there for the alliances. Really good plus on these features. Also, this is a really crazy feature that I think a lot of players are really happy about, as well as, especially I know a lot of whales will be very happy about this. You are now allowed to reset your policies once, basically, for free. Refund all the prestige you've spent without losing anything, but that feature goes on a 30-day cooldown. So you can basically do this at the very start of the season if you mess up, and then restart your prestiges, and then having, obviously to rework it. So we don't know obviously how this fully is going to work, but we can still assume all this feature is going to do is reset your policy. So for example, you might have taken resource healing as a mistake. Now you can reset your policy for free, hopefully for free, go back to the start, and then redo your trees, and then it's going to be free healing now, right? So you can pick the free healing. So I think that's the way they've done it, just to fix some of the newer players that do make mistakes on the policy trees. This is a way for them to obviously fix it. Also, it's a bit scary for players if you think about it in the whale territory, because a lot of players like to resurge from their zone into an enemy zone to fight, right? They like to do this and try and cause a lot of chaos. A lot of the time when they do this, the reset on the research, you lose 50% of the policies that have been enacted, plus more as well as the time, right? So now maybe this might be a way for those players to reset all their policies to get the full prestige, resurge without having to worry about losing any prestige and resetting it through that means, and then go ham again and get all of their policy back. But as you can imagine, the only thing with this is you're most likely going to have to include your time again. So this means you're going to have to manually click all the things, let your alliance helps obviously do all the work for you, and then eventually you're going to have to start letting it just do its thing, right? You're going to have to reinvest all the time you've already spent when you reset it. That's the only thing I can think that makes this system fair. So it's a little thing for you guys to think about. But change 3 is a really cool change that they've done, right? It just makes things a little bit easier for you to understand. So the way they've done it is they've changed custom tokens to work a little bit different now compared to before. So if you are a Generation 1 hero or Season 1 hero, so this is anyone like Nika, Gowd, Emery's Medlin, Nico, Bakshi, Fia, Kanara, and Valen. So if we've got any of these heroes, which we know are in Season 1, you can obviously use Season 1 tokens on them. The cool thing is what they've done now is with Season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or higher tokens that you can get, those tokens can now also be used on these heroes, meaning all those guys that have hopefully saved all of their heads potentially from Season 2, if you're trying to actually max out a specific hero from Season 1 still, you are able to do this next Thursday. You're going to be able to use them Season 2 custom tokens to hopefully upgrade any of the Season 1 heroes. But remember, the Season 1 tokens are only for the Season 1 heroes, so you won't be able to use those on Freygar or Syndron. So if you got those and you wonder if you can, I'm answering that right now, you're not going to be able to. That's the whole point of this system. So again, when you get to Season 3 and there's the new heroes in Season 3 and you unlock the, you know, 3rd generation token, that 3rd generation token can be used on the brand new heroes plus any hero from Season 2 and Season 1. So that's the way the system appears to look like. It makes sense. It's really cool that they've changed it. So this is a little bit more flexibility, and again allows you, if you've not got anyone in Season 1 that you're, well, Season 2 that you're aiming to unlock and you're saving up, well, you can use all those Season 2 tokens now on your Season 1 heroes still and get them fully maxed out. So I think this is actually a really good point for free-to-play players. It's going to allow certain players, when you're only playing maybe archers or marksmen, for example, to maximize on this. Should I say mages and marksmen, because I said marksmen and archers, right? So if we have the mages or the archers right now, it's going to allow you to obviously fully invest into them even in the next season when you know there's not as many mage heroes to worry about. So really cool thing in the game. I hope you guys smash a comment on what you think about that. You can see I think it's actually a really good addition to the game in the right direction for players. So the beginning of Season 1, and this is one change I knew about, and they did ask and discuss this about us, and the way we addressed it, and I think you guys will be the same on this, it's going to be all dependent on the player, right? So point 4 says when the Stars Reignited campaign starts for the first time and you go into the brand new season, for the first 48 hours of that season you cannot do any PvP. So this means you cannot attack cities, you cannot attack resource points, and you cannot destroy buildings. This means in the early game now, for the first 2 days in a server, you will have that 3-day peace shield on, which means you get an extra day of peace if you're not fighting. But what it allowed you to do is have 2 days of actually building, resourcing, you know, growing as an alliance before before the inevitable fighting does start. And this is obviously going to align perfectly with the Augur Stone, hopefully. So when the Augur Stone unlocks and you have to get only 10k merits, which is really easy, right? You're going to be able to do that when this finishes. So it makes sense that they're doing it like this. I hope you guys like this change. Obviously this is a forced PvP piece thing, but this might be needed just for players to obviously power up in the early stages of the game. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We all said different things, and obviously this is obviously determined by players, but I personally think you should have the choice to do this or not. But I understand, as you can see, I'm unbiased. I understand why they've done it, and you can see why I can point it in a positive light, because it is still a positive thing in the game, right? So again, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this point in the comments section below. So now we're getting towards the right bottom end of the patch, and these are nice, quick, easy things. So point 4 is the more enjoyable events. This is the new event calendar. So you're going to get a brand new event calendar to the game, so you're going to be able to see what is actually coming in the whole week. Obviously this is so long overdue, so we expected it to come, so we're going to be able to see and plan ahead of what is coming. The cool thing as well, on number 2, they've added a new Celestial Battlegrounds event. Enter the Celestial Battlegrounds and test your might. This is a brand new event in the game. No clue what this is. I've never tried this myself, so I'm very curious, as you can imagine, to see what this is. And when it does come, you can imagine here on the channel, we're going to give you that first look and hopefully guide on how to complete it really well on the first day. So now we're coming to the ending of it. We've got a more accessible map. So in Season 1, stars are reignited. You can now see the locations and levels of villagers by accessing the Alliance tab, so it's a lot easier for you to see. You can also, in the same campaign, go directly from an individual management menu to your Alliance territory screen. So it's going to allow you to go, when you can see all of your villagers, you can now press a button and go to your Alliance page. So that makes sense, because before you'd have to leave it, then enter the Alliance menu, then go into territory to then check down where the villagers are. So you can tell, very long-winded, but now it's one button and we are there. So really good quality of life change. On point 6, we have a new season chat added. So this is what they were talking about before. So when the season summary is now in effect, so if you are in Burning Stars, right, or at the end of Stars Reignited, when you're in the season summary and you're going into that new division and you're going to see who you're fighting, as you guys have experienced hopefully on this channel, if you've been following the content, you now know when you're in that zone, what's going to happen is a new chat is going to appear, and it's going to allow you to speak to all the alliances like a Lost Kingdom chat from Rise of Kingdoms. It's going to allow you to talk to all of those kingdoms in one chat, and you're going to hopefully, you know, create allies or not create allies. It is what it is, right? It's the season chat channel. So they're adding that to the game, so that's going to be added next Thursday. You can also now see your chances of receiving certain items from the hero chest in the daily deals page, so that's better, so we can see what's going on. You can also now directly share Call of Dragons community content to the in-game chat. So I don't know what this actually means. I'm really curious if this means videos or if this means in the Call of Dragons community, you know, little button at the bottom left corner which appears in certain zones. You can obviously click this and share that to the chats so people can learn. And they've also improved the League of Order's building visuals, so hopefully the League of Order buildings look a lot better, since they seem, I'm not gonna lie, they are very plain, they're very human based. Don't get me wrong, they are the human race, but with all the magic they have, you would have, you know, hopefully made it a little bit more snazzier. Like the Wilderberg has a little bit more orcish feel to it, and even the Spring Wardens, Spring Wardens buildings are the #1 buildings in the game for cosmetics. Let's just all agree to say that, right? So curious to see what the League of Order visual change is. And then at the end, before obviously they click here to give the feedback for those free gems, so always remember to click this and do the feedback. You have your PC improvements. So they now added the pre-download feature for the PC clients, since we didn't have this feature in the game. So now we can pre-download it So then when the new update comes, we can just obviously carry on as before, since we've already downloaded the content when it is going live. We also have a new display of chat channels, so we're going to see how this is. You can now see how many unread messages we actually have in each chat channel, and you can scroll the main tab to see more messages. So hopefully they're basically clearing out this. If you can see if there's any messages directly at you, you're going to be able to see who they are at or where they're at, hopefully. So we're going to see again those chat channels if they're any better. So that is today's video concluded. We are here on the main account just showcasing the same as we were doing earlier on the live stream. We were fighting, but this is pretty much where the combat is right now, so there's nothing too exciting to show, unfortunately for you. But that's patch 1.017 covered. So we're gonna it's all gonna be timestamped if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you very much. You guys are honestly amazing for watching the entire video. And obviously the patch comes out next Thursday, so just remember that. And hopefully when it comes out, there's probably gonna be that 1 hour, 2 hour, you know, server maintenance whenever they do it, and then you're gonna get some rewards for the downtime anyway. So just prepare for that. Obviously don't get caught out if you're fighting or something. You don't want to just, you know, stop being able to play. But with all that said, thank you very much for watching. Smash a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. My name is MrSneakyy, an official QoL Dragons content creator, giving you all of the goodness and hopefully an amazing patch 1.017 rundown for today's video. So with all that said, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out everyone.